The application form. Applications follow a when, date, where, company name and address, and what, job description, format. They can be tedious to fill out, and mistakes are inevitable. It is for this reason that you are beginning your work with the photocopied form. Be patient. Keep your mind focused on your basic objective: to give as professional, positive, and appealing an impression of yourself as possible without distorting the truth. Begin filling out your practice application with your name and present address, as well as your permanent address. If it is different, be sure you can be reached through any address that you write down. Use a 3-line address, including postal codes. Some applications will require phone numbers with area codes. Use the nearest post office and the telephone directory for the addresses and phone numbers of references, if you have not gotten these from the references themselves. Note well. Some applications state that, if this information is not complete, the application will be discarded. Keep all entries brief and to the point. In many instances, you will be able to refer to your resume, which you should already have prepared, for the wording of entries. Position applying. Your answer here depends on the company. Usually flight attendant will suffice, but some companies hire customer service representatives. Be sure you use the right terminology for each company. Type of work desired. This section should be filled out completely, in a positive tone. Obviously, you desire full-time employment. Include the locations you prefer, but be sure to mark every item which indicates that you are flexible with regard to working hours, shifts, days worked, and locations. Do not eliminate yourself this early in the game by seeming inflexible. When you can report to work. Applications always ask, how soon can you report to work following notification, or other phraseology to the same effect. The preferred answer is immediately. Be sure that you can be available on the date you give, if you have a prior commitment. Work experience. Be sure to account for your time. Many companies will require you to give the names and addresses of people who can vouch for your activities during self-employment or unemployment periods. Employment status. Unless there are extenuating circumstances, or unless you are able to list activities for the period that have an equal footing with a job, unemployment will not reflect favorably. If you were enrolled in college courses or involved in flight training, or other professional training during the unemployed time, list that you were in school. Self-employment sometimes is questioned since there are people who claim self-employment instead of admitting that they were unemployed. Be sure that you can substantiate your claim with business licenses, affidavits, records of your business activities, or whatever documentation that you feel is appropriate. When filling in the dates of employment, the beginnings and endings usually can be entered as month and year, unless the application specifies otherwise. Read the instructions carefully. Some companies require a history from your 18th birthday to the present, or for the past 10 years. Be sure that you provide what the company is requesting. Language skills. Foreign language skills are not required, but will be helpful when you apply to carriers that fly foreign routes. The most preferred languages are Spanish, German, French, and Japanese. Having a language skill and using it can bring you high pay rates. Travel experience. Travel experience is not required by any airline. It can be helpful, however, and certainly is worth putting on your applications. At the interview, your travel may be the only difference between you and another applicant in the minds of the interviewers. Ask to resign. Applications do not ask specifically for this information. Rather, they ask your reason for leaving a job. Never be negative in your answer. This is not dishonesty. It is simple self-preservation, which anybody with a sense of belonging on the face of the earth practices. Acceptable answers to this question include career advancement, to pursue a flying career, departmental transfer, furlough, moved away, and personal, to be discussed. Why you want the position. Many companies want to know why you left each position. Do not eliminate yourself here. All answers should be positive. Such answers as job dissatisfaction, disliked employer, personality conflict, etc., are detrimental since they indicate a possible malcontent personality or an inability to get along with other people. If you need more room than is provided to list your work experience, attach an additional sheet of paper. Be sure that you use the same format utilized in the application, that you clearly mark which item you are supplementing, and that your name is on the attached sheet of paper. Make a note at the bottom of the application that there are attachments, just in case the papers become separated. Physical data. Always answer in the units, feet, inches, pounds, etc. requested on the application. If units are not specified, indicate what units you are using. Be careful when you answer questions about medical problems. If a problem was serious, it might be wise to attach a statement from the attending physician that the condition was cleared up, will present no further problems, etc. To determine whether or not you have a problem, be aware of the company's physical requirements. Talking about the problem face to face with the interviewer would be to your advantage. It is important that you be able to show that you have controlled your condition and that it will not interfere with your job performance. Bring a written report from your doctor, preferably a specialist, to the interview. Education and military service. These sections of the application do not call for complex or carefully weighed answers. Put down what you have done or are doing with regard to either school or military service, or both, if these are applicable. If you have done nothing concerning either of these areas, write not applicable. Reason for wanting to work for this company. Think about this one before you answer it. Why do you? Why is the company in business? What can you do to help it attain its goals? Whatever your answer, do not make it extremely self-centered. Ask yourself what you would want to see in this space if you were an employer.